Conference for Team India. Here we have representing Team India's head coach Khalid Jamil and representative player Vikram Pratap Singh. Now here's a question for you both, Coach and Vikram. With Singapore leading the group with 4 points and India on 1 point, tomorrow's match could be pivotal in the push for AFC Asian Cup qualification. What's your approach and mentality within your camp ahead of such a crucial fixture? May you have Coach to answer the question first, please?
Yes, we are ready to play this game. We know it is a very important game. We are playing away game. We need a positive result.
All right. How about you?
The approach is simple. We all want to win. So I think everyone is confident to take 3 points from this game.
All right, thank you. We'll now open up to the floor. Can we have the first question? Never mind. You can just. Yeah.
Welcome to Singapore. Question about your team. The domestic league in India has been suspended. So are your players fully prepared for their assignment ahead? And also because of the suspension of the domestic league, how difficult has that made your job in terms of getting your players ready for such an important match?
Yeah, talking about it, the last game, last time we played the Kappa Cup, that is useful for us. And play, they are very professional. They know the importance of this game. They also prepare. They have to take responsibility.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach. Speaking about the Kalfa Cup, you did quite well. You got bronze, third place finish. So, but in the matches that you played, you actually set back a bit, gave a bit of possession away just to soak up the pressure, and then maybe counter using set pieces and stuff like that. So, will this be what we see against Singapore, or will you change up the kind of tactics to face Singapore?
Yes, depending on situation, if we set play, if we need to do good, we have to do, and we need to do mix, sometimes defending, attacking. But as I said, this is an important game. We are playing away game. We have to be very careful. So because Singapore also, they have a good coach, they have a good player, quality player. So should not take this match lightly at all.
Thank you.
Hi Vikram, welcome to Singapore. Like my colleague asked, with the suspension of the league, I think you played for Mumbai City.
Yeah.
So I think from April until now, you guys, you yourself, you have only played in 4 international matches. How difficult is that? And also on a personal, physical and mental level, to all this uncertainty, how do you feel, and how do you prepare yourself for this match?
As coach said, we already played a Kappa tournament. That was a very helpful for us because we almost trained for 20 days of that time, and from coming here we almost trained 10-15 days before, and everyone is ready. Like everyone is doing what they can do. And about the league, it's I think everyone who is a professional player, they know how to keep it ourselves. So at home, they are doing our best to keep ourselves fit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Shiva.
Hello, Coach Khalid, as well as Vikram. Welcome to Singapore. My question is about the fans. There are many Indian nationals working in Singapore. Are you expecting them to come out and watch you all in the stadium as well tomorrow?
Yes, it is very important. They must come and support us because they play a major role. If they come, we can do better, and they're always as a 12th man. So it is our pleasure to be a fan must come and watch our game.
As always, where we go, our Indian fans are always there for us. And tomorrow also, we hope they will be there for us to cheer us and motivate us.
Hello, Coach. Parasar from KL now. So, Coach, in the squad, you have Sahal and Brandon. So, are you planning to play a number 10 position, number 10 formation?
Yes, talking about tomorrow, still in the morning, we'll see everybody, and according to that, we'll decide which player is going to play.
Okay, so you have a very successful campaign at the Kafa, like how Indian football is now going. So, but for that AFC qualification, there are 10 changes in the squad. So, what's your thought behind that?
Yes, according to the availability of the player, we are choosing. And as I said, it is very important. According to the situation, we must act.
Okay. And third one is how about Sunil Chhetri fitness? Is he his fitness is enough for playing for 90 minutes?
Yes, he's available and he's fit. He definitely will play for 90 minutes. Jingan also.
Okay, so you have two
Sorry,
teams.
yeah, we're gonna have to cut because you're asking too much for one person. We have to move to the next person. Can we have you next, please?
I have no more questions. Thank you.
Which from the section, it looks like it could be a very revamped league play. Obviously, Suresh Abdul a lot in this club for this time around.
Okay.
What is perhaps the thinking behind it, and what are you looking for, maybe in terms of the midfield, a bit of difference from previous games?
Yes, talking about Nikhil, Danesh, even Deepak Thangri, they are doing good. Even Apuya is there, but according to the situation, we have this player, so that is why we're using them.
Coach, earlier when talking about Singapore, you mentioned they have quality players, they have a quality coach. Are there any particular players who you've earmarked that could cause your team trouble, and how are you planning to, deal with the threat that you think they pose?
Yes, talking about them, I have seen some matches, but I think they have all the players. They are good in their position. They can play in two positions, so it is very important for us. We must think about our own game. Then, as I said, yes, they have a quality players. I cannot say one name. They have many players.
Vikram, quick question for you. You talked earlier about wanting the Indian contingent in Singapore to come out and support the team, but it is a away tie and the Singapore section tickets are going well. So it will be a difficult atmosphere. How are you and the players going to deal with that hostility when you play in an away territory?
If they come, it will be motivate us. But if there will be a away crowd, I think it will motivate us more to play football.
Next question.
Hi, everyone. Okay, question is for Vikram. So how Sunil is influence how much influence Sunil Chhetri, a young striker like you, how he influenced you guys and how he guided you?
Of course, he like a player like him in the team is like a pleasure for us. We can see him in the training. We can he teach us so much. So I always when he's around us, he teach us so many things because he's a very experienced player and you know how he is. So it's a very good feeling and a very good pleasure to play with him.
One question is for coach. Coach, it's an important, crucial fixture, but there are only one left back, natural left back in the squad. So your thought behind that? Why don't you choose any backup for that one? Is there any backup available?
Yes, many players there. Even Paramveer as a junior player, he can play both position. So in one position, two players there. I think everybody is fine.
Talking about Parambir and its annexion. So what's your thought about that? They are the young one, and can we expect a debut for them?
Yes, Paramir is a good player. Have done one last under 23, so he will be available. As I said, tomorrow we'll decide who's going to play.
Coach, this one is for my last question from my side. So how different, like playing continuous football, domestic club football, but and after that playing for the national team. Now we don't have any league, but we are training and taking participated in the national camp. So how different is that one? You were
Yes,
coach for a ISL club also. How different?
Now my concentration is about tomorrow. I know it is very difficult. We have to solve the problem, all the problems, but we must be prepared for this game. That is tomorrow.
Vikram, India have a scoring problem. So do you think that tomorrow scoring is very important to win? What?
I think it's not a problem. It's just a matter of time.
Any more last questions? Yeah.
Coach, how long did you have this team together to train?
Yes, last 10 days, I think. 10 days.
Okay, thank you.
If there's no more questions, we'll conclude the press conference here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, welcome everyone to the pre-match press conference for Team Singapore. Here we have on the table is interim head coach Gavin Lee and representative player Harun. So here's a question for you both, coach and Haris. With Singapore leading the group with 4 points and India on 1 point, tomorrow's match could be pivotal in the push for AFC Asian Cup qualification. What's your approach and mentality within your camp ahead of such a crucial fixture? Maybe coach can answer first.
Yeah, hello everyone. I think for us as a team, tomorrow is just like every other game we're going to play in this campaign. It's all about the 3 points. We are all very focused. We know what we have to do on the pitch, and now it's about us delivering it tomorrow night.
Thank you. Haris?
Yes, I think for us, we are in a good position now, but that doesn't mean anything. We want to be in the best position come March or even earlier if possible. So yeah, I think tomorrow or this window is really crucial for these two games we're going to play. We know what kind of opposition they are. They have a distinct style of playing over the years. They have experience as well, having played in the Asian Cup. So we cannot take anything for granted tomorrow. And playing at home first, I think they will give us, the boys, a lot of boosts, and hopefully, we can match that with the result tomorrow.
Thank you. We now open up to the floor. Can we have the first question?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's done. I think.
Hi, coach. So, like Singapore football have a issue with coaches, like issue with frequent changes of coaches. And as an interim coach, you are doing well. Now you are in top position and in a way to qualify for the first time. So how you taken charge of that team and what changes you made in after January
Sorry,
after
so,
taking in charge as a coach?
so the question is what changes we've made,
Yeah.
and
What influence, as an interim coach, what have you done that the team is performing so well? In the last FIFA campaign, like Singapore have played 6 games and draw only 1. So what changes are there in the team?
yeah, so I think I've said this quite a few times before. I think Coach Ogura, we're very fortunate that Coach Ogura left us quite a strong foundation. And so my job coming in is to make sure we continue working off that foundation, continue to improve and maintain some standards, or those standards that we desire amongst ourselves, and then maintain some stability in terms of the playing style. And ultimately, our main intention, or rather for me, is to leave the shirt in a better place for the future, really.
Just a question for Haris about one of the Indian players, obviously considered a legend, Sunil Chhetri. What do you think about him? Obviously, very influential player as well for India.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's been the face of Indian football for many years. I had the privilege to face him on the pitch a couple of times as well. So we all know about his quality. So yeah, I think he will give them a boost anyhow, whether on and off the pitch. He is still the face of Indian football. So yeah.
Hi guys, question for both coach and captain. Similar sort of question. A lot of hope and belief goes into tomorrow's game, but the reality is Singapore has won 2 out of their last 10 matches. Nonetheless, we are in a good position to hopefully put ourselves into Asian Cup qualification, right? Gavin, what's your message to the boys to ensure this is not yet another false dawn? And for Haris, you've been here before. I think you yourself have said this could be possibly your last chance. How are you feeling ahead of crucial 2 games? Gavin first, perhaps.
Yeah, I think we spoke quite a bit internally as a group. We do realize the opportunity that we have in front of us. But ultimately, we also recognize that it's been a while that since we have similar sort of joy and pride that we've experienced before, and ultimately, again, one of the guiding intentions or guiding principles within us is to give the people a national team that they can be proud of. And ultimately, I think if we can do that on the pitch, the results will follow.
I think before, or at least when this group was drawn, I think a lot of people said that we have a very good chance, and I've heard this many times before. So I refuse to believe this until we actually qualify proper, because only through experience. We have spoken about the number of groups that we've been drawn in over the X number of campaigns over the years. So yeah, I've heard these things before, but yeah, I don't want to get drawn into these kind of things. We are well aware of the situation we are in right now, which is good. You'd rather be in our situation than in any other. But then again, like I mentioned earlier, nothing's won, nothing's lost yet. these two games are crucial in terms of how it can end, but nothing is done until March. So yeah, I think the emphasis over the last two windows, especially after we beat Bangladesh away, was not to get carried away. That's the most important thing. And also we have a lot of younger players who possibly are playing their first campaigns in this kind of at this kind of level. So it's important that they know the importance of not getting hit too fast. Yeah.
Hi, Haris. Just want to ask you, you talk about your having respect for the opponents and not taking the game lightly. But also we know that India are facing problems, and also you talked about, you played them before and all that. Just want to know, how will we be able to see a national team impose their authority? In previous games, we took a 2-0 lead against Bangladesh and then we tailed off. There are many examples of that. So can we see, what's your take on that? Have the team spoken about it, being in a good position and continue to impose their authority and, see off the game? Have the team talked about that, and can we see that tomorrow?
Yes, for sure. I think we are very well aware. I think that's one of the things that we need to improve as a team. Imposing ourselves for longer periods, or in fact for the whole game, if at all possible. It's tough, it's challenging, but we have to rise up to it. And we always talk about improving, maintaining standards and whatnot. But within the team, I think we know, and we also acknowledge that it is a challenge. At this level, international football doesn't give you much away, right? So, but it's a good learning lesson for the younger ones as well. And it's about us recognizing game management, how to manage games at different parts of the game, and we need to expect the unexpected. That's what football has it's the most beautiful game in the world, right? We can train for one scenario, but anything can happen in the game, and tomorrow is no different. I think we expect that. Like I mentioned, we know what kind of style that they prefer, but yeah, we need to be ready for anything tomorrow.
Okay. Hi, coach. Several young players like Jordan, Raul, and Ewan has been called out this time around. How do you think their qualities will help towards to the senior squad, and how are you going to balance the experience and youth in your squad for the upcoming matches?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, whenever young players come through, they have a duty. Well, a couple of duties really. One is to contribute to the team, which is the men's national team right now. But the other duty they have is to bring those experiences back and make sure they share it and bring it into the youth categories if they're still part of it. I think we're very, very fortunate as a nation to have experienced players like Haris, Safwan, Izwan, who are there to not just guide them on the pitch but also off it, and that should help them with their development. But at the same time, when they are in our environment, they're just not there just to participate, they're there to contribute. So that means what they do on and off the pitch must help bring us closer to what we want to achieve.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Wait. Sorry, yeah?
Gavin, obviously, I think it's been a while since Singapore had such a number of exciting attacking options, in Shawal, Iksan and Ilhan. But obviously, given they're all playing for really strong clubs, not getting maybe the full 90 minutes week in, week out, as the national team coach, is this a concern, or rather, how do you maintain their sharpness, match sharpness when it comes to playing in a 90-minute match at national team level? Thanks.
Yeah, I think I've answered this kind of questions before as well. I mean, in an ideal world, all your attackers are playing, all of your attackers are scoring hat tricks every game, and then they come into international window with in the different place really. But ultimately, we cannot control what we can control. So what we can do is to help manage them and help put them into even clearer situations, or give them clearer ideas or references to help them perform on the pitch. And then when they are here, work with them, not just on the pitch but off it as well. A little bit more of a holistic approach, if you like, and because if they are firing on all cylinders, then we'll be a lot better for it. And so that ultimately is our aim as a support staff, to give them the best environment for them to go out there and succeed despite of whatever situation they're in.
Hi, coach. Yeah, so I'm sure you've seen how India have been playing in the AFC Nations Cup. A lot of sitting back and absorbing pressure. And when tomorrow when you face them, is there a worry that it'll be hard to break them down. And how are you gonna break them down? Like, what's the game plan in case they just sit back, just to hold back for just a point and then go to goal? So is there a worry that this is like a must win, or is it not really on your mind?
I think there are a few parts to that question. But first and foremost, I don't think we can review our game plan. Right? Ultimately, like every other game we play, we want to go out there and score as many goals as we can and concede as few as we can, or none at all. And against India, we obviously we watch a lot of their footage, watch a lot of their games. They have, like Haris mentioned earlier, they have a very distinct style of playing and they're very effective with it. And so something that we've mentioned, it might not be complicated situations that we will be facing, but nevertheless, we cannot take anything for granted, and even the simple stuff would matter a lot tomorrow. And our job is to make sure we do that simple stuff to the very best we can, and put ourselves into positions around the penalty area as often as we can, and take our chances, but at the same time secure the back door.
Question for Haris. Would you be willing to reveal the game plan? No, I'm kidding. That's not my question. My question is about the man beside you. He's been in the national team setup for a while as assistant coach and then now interim coach. What sort of impact has he made in full charge over the past 2 games in September? Because this could possibly be his final 2 games as interim coach, and come March, we could see different things.
Yeah, I think he's been around the national team for a number of years. The boys know him. He knows the boys. We know what he expects of us and what he wants to build around the team. And actually, within the team, I think we mentioned the part about belief when you're playing. I think he has a lot more belief in the boys than the boys themselves. So that itself shows a lot about him. And even in the style of play that we want to try to impose, the boys stick to it. They are very clear on what is asked of them, in the different positions, in the different phases of the game. So yeah, it's up to us now, the players, to go out there on game day and show it. So yeah, he has helped us in a great way. I hope he can be involved in Singapore football for a long time. In whatever role that suits him, the team, football as a whole. But yeah, I think right now, tomorrow is what matters, and hopefully we have something to show for tomorrow.
Coach, my question is for Coach. So, Coach, how you rate this current Indian team and Coach Khalid Jamil? And are you apart from Chhetri, are you concerned about any specific player who might create difficulty for you, specifically some player?
Yeah, I think with regards to India, they have a very distinct style of play, and that kind of clarity only comes from good coaching, and so it's credit to the coach, and his achievement in the KAFA Cup along with the team is quite a good feat. They finished third. They beat Oman in the third placing match, and so they are a team that nobody can take lightly, and I think in terms of how they play, it's not just based on one player. So it's not just about the striker, Sunil, Chhetri, but it's really how they impose themselves on teams collectively as a unit. So we look at them as a unit, but obviously there's a few individuals that we will be keeping an eye out for. But again, not going to review all our plans.
All right, thank you. We'll take one last question if there's any. No? All right, we'll conclude the press conference here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.